Hi and welcome back. So gym update in the Philippines number 10. Steady progress is being made. However, the weather again has been a real pain in the arse and we've finally decided what we're going to put on the very top of the gym. Let's get into it. You can see here I've had a change of heart. The first floor is not going to be now U-shaped, it's going to be more O-shaped, so you can walk all the way around. And on that small balcony where you see the I-beam at present, there's going to be 2 assault bikes and 2 ski ergs. I know Leo loves it when I change the plan, I can see it in his eyes. You can see here they've erected some angle iron as a framework because just outside the door on the first floor they're going to start building the fire escape landing. And then another set of stairs leading up to the roof so we don't have to use this makeshift ladder to get onto the roof of the gym. More about the roof in just a second. And inside, the welders work on my bright idea of the landing. And a few days later, 2 I-beams were erected, and these are going to be the supports for the landing that sits outside the first floor fire door. So back inside, you can see now half of the steel deck has been laid, what we've now started to call the inside landing. And back inside, looking through the first floor fire door, you can see the 2 I-beam uprights that are going to hold up the landing next to the fire door. So this is the other piece of steel deck that's going to fill in the gap on the indoor landing. And when I was there, Leo and I discussed how we were going to chop up the existing railings to make the railing go across the right side as you look at it of the indoor landing. And I returned later the next afternoon and you see they've already tacked in place the 3 pieces of I-beam that are going to support the landing by the first floor fire door. So the indoor landing is taking shape. On the left you can see the mason chipping away the solid concrete. They do love it when I change the plan. Staying on the first floor, they've laid some lines to show where the walls are going to go for the infrared sauna, just to make sure there's enough room for people to walk by when they use the indoor landing. So up on the top floor, you can see Leo chatting to his guys about the location of the landing that's going to need to be fitted on the top floor. At present, the second floor is just the roof of the gym, but we are going to build something on top of it. We still haven't decided exactly what that is going to be. But 2 or 3 days later, the wife and I decided exactly what we're going to put on the top floor. So Leo's guys quickly set about measuring out where the posts, the support posts, are going to go for 3 separate rooms and 1 toilet. It was agreed we should work as quickly as possible because rain had been forecasted for the next few days. And it did rain a lot that night. You can see here a lot of standing water. Now Leo did want a delivery today of sand and stones so we could start making the cement or the concrete that's going to go on the top floor. But the trucks that came with that did not want to reverse down to where that large puddle is. They didn't mind doing that and dropping off the supplies. What they were scared of was trying to drive out. Where you can see Leo's red motorcycle, that sandy piece is actually very muddy and the trucks generally are only 2-wheel drive. So it was decided that the welders would start working on the rafters that are going to go on the roof, which is going to go above the top floor of the gym. So all this extra cutting and welding, from what I've been told because I wasn't there was a very small explosion and a small fire that stopped all electricity inside the gym. Luckily, there were no injuries. The electricity company was called. They then upgraded the electrical system and added this state-of-the-art connection box. That allowed the welders inside on the first floor to carry on finishing off the welding of the I-beams. The constant rain stopped the welding on the ground floor, but we've got an apple tree in our garden, so we brought some apples for the guys to eat, which seemed to cheer them up a little bit. The rain held off for a few days and the welders all but finished all of the roofing trusses. And the masons finished chipping away the concrete so that the rebar could be laid ready for the indoor landing concrete pour. And the rain held off for a couple of days and everything inside the gym started to dry out. And because of the dry weather, the welders were able to finish all the welding inside, which means they could start sealing off the blocks on the first floor. And you can see there, the third quarter, the one on the left, has actually now been closed up. And the dry weather also allowed the guys to prepare what needed to be prepared on the top floor, ready for building the 3 rooms and also the CR. So it's time for me to climb up the ladder again to see how they were getting on the top. So you can see here they've welded rebar and they've also welded steel tubes that will also be filled with concrete. These rebar lines and also the steel tubes set out where the walls and the corners and the one door will be that will form on the top floor 3 separate rooms and 1 CR, 1 comfort room, which is also the toilet. Now we had toyed with the idea of waiting to see if the gym was a success and we could expand up onto the 3rd floor, have a big Zumba room or maybe a CrossFit room, something like that. Leo did say it would be better to decide what was going to be there sooner rather than later, because it's a lot easier to weld the rebar and the pipes to the steel deck now than it is to get the masons to chip away 4 inches of poured set concrete later on when we decided actually what we wanted to do with the top floor. They've also cut holes for the orange pipe. That's where the toilet and the wash hand basin will allow water and poop to flow down to the septic tank outside. The day has come for the big pour on the top floor, but the cement mixer decided to die. So everyone who was there took it in turns trying to get the cement mixer to work, but the cement mixer, bitch as she is, decided that not today. I'm sorry guys. So Leo decided to get the guys making cement by hand while we waited to find out what was broken and if we could replace it. And not long after that, the first bucket of concrete arrived at the top and was put in place on the top floor. And then the second and the third and the fourth, and so it carried on all day. Mixed at the bottom, hauled all the way to the top, carried along to the corner and then dumped on the steel deck. Progress was slow and steady, but it was indeed progress now the rain had stopped. And then as the roof was getting poured, my brother-in-law returned with a piece of the cement mixer that they think was broken. Confident that it was fixed, they then manoeuvred the cement mixer into its final position. And then to everyone's relief, especially the guys mixing the cement by hand, it was working. So a slow start because the cement mixer didn't want to work. Then we got it going and everything was going fine. And then obviously the cement mixer decided to stop again. So this is about as far as we got at the end of the first day. And then the rain came back the next day, so there was no more mixing of cement and pouring on the top floor. We had to wait until the rain stopped. So the rain had stopped. It didn't damage any of the cement or the concrete that had been poured. And this is Leo just marking out where the walls are going to go in the 3 rooms and also for the toilet. So 2 days later, eventually the rain stopped and play could commence on pouring the concrete on the top floor. And I thought the weather in Wales was unpredictable. Beautiful blue skies today, so the work can continue. Obviously, I spoke too soon and I jinxed it because the rain came back and we had to stop pouring the top floor. And we were so close. We were going to finish this today. But now the rain has started, maybe tomorrow. And when I say we, it's the royal we. I'm just the cameraman. And just because it's raining doesn't mean you can't lean up a piece of steel deck as a windbreak to start cooking lunch. And the next day it rained and it rained again, so no work on the top floor for a second day in a row. The next day the rain did stop, and although we couldn't really use it, we could take delivery of some more cement. Leo didn't have enough confidence in the weather to carry on the pour on the roof, but he did have enough so we could start finishing off the landing inside. Now the pour on the roof is complete, you can probably better see the rooms that are going to be on the top floor. You can see one room is going to be between the I-beam on the right and the steel pipe, which is in the centre of the frame. And very close and to the left of that pipe is another pipe, and that makes a doorway. And to the left of that, two more pipes that show where two more rooms will be on the top floor. So I hope you enjoyed that. The top floor is now thankfully poured and the closing of the walls is underway. Hopefully then it will be watertight and it can rain as much as it wants. So having now seen the layout of the top floor, and I'll put up a plan view also, do you have any idea what you think we're going to be building up on the top floor? You can see there at the top 3 separate rooms and the CR or the comfort room or the toilet on the left, and then a big open area in the front. Let me know what you think it's going to be in the comments section below. Now I've already started recording videos for the next update, and as soon as I've got enough footage I will post update number 11.